I woke up with headache. I went to the kitchen to take a glass of water, lost my limit. There was the leftover 1 liter of chocolate ice cream. Don't judge me. You would have done the same if you had eaten 1 big bag of XXL party-size Lay's potato chips. Then you definitely need something sweet to balance the taste off, don't you? Well, you need the chips because it goes so well with the Netflix series, right? While you are watching the Netflix series, you have to have something in your hand that you can just munch on. No, I love that I continue to love watching Netflix series and eating from chips or something else. But that moment, I needed that. I needed the laughter from my favorite series, How I Met Your Mother, and I needed the quick cracks of the chips that I was eating, which later turned into chocolate ice cream for balancing it. All this gave me the energy I needed because I was feeling depressed. I was feeling depressed because I was hating my job that I had in the bank, which I thought that I would never work at, which I worked for 10 years in the banking industry. Well, I was grateful because that allowed me to travel to Munich for my specialty and live in this new city from Istanbul, Turkey. But at some point, which was once creative because internet banking was something new, became something super technical and something too focused and specialized in a topic that I was not anymore interested in. This boredom, this depression took my whole self every day, and I didn't have any energy to pursue anything else. So of course, when I came home, I needed my energy fillers, which was Netflix series, my bag of chips, and the chocolate ice cream. But I knew I couldn't continue like this any longer. I couldn't continue working in this job that I hated, that was depressing me, and I needed to do something. But every day when I went home with this tiredness, all I did was go immediately to watch some series. You know the rest. Eat the chips, eat the ice cream, wake up the next day with headache, which made me even worse the other day at work, even more depressed and even less energy. This was my vicious cycle. And this was my place of escape. This was how I couldn't take action towards finding the work I loved, because I kept on following this cycle over and over again. At some point, when I finished one series and was about to decide the next one, I found myself a little window for some Google searching. And in this window, I was able to Google how to find the work I love, because I was feeling so desperate. I was in a specialist in a country I wasn't a national of. Who was going to employ me in a work that I don't know what I was going to do, first of all? With these fears, I started Googling. I started Googling some more. Actually, for some days I Googled, and I ended up finding a blog that showed me a little window of light. That window of light told me that I could actually find the work I loved, and I could even make it to earn my living. I found a blog that also offered a course called Live Off Your Passion. And me signing this online course actually put into motion a series of events which helped me to change my career, write a book, and also find great people that I connected in my life. And also, this journey helped me to find the ways how we can fight our vicious cycles, fight what stops us when we are going into a journey of change. And this is what I want to share with you today. Before I jump into sharing in which ways that helps us, how we can stop this self-sabotage and start moving forward to the change, I want to tell you that in which ways there are things that are stopping us when we are starting a change. The first one is us, ourselves. We are creating a barrier to ourselves because we don't like to get out of our comfort zones. In my experience, my comfort zone was, well, not so comfortable. I was having lots of calories, lots of headaches. I was getting even more depressed, but still I knew this kind of pain. So I continued doing that until I got some support. So the first sabotage place is ourselves. The second place is other people, because other people are also afraid about our change. We are in balance with each other. The way that we are relates to other people as they are right now. When we change, then it means they need to change too. And people don't like change. That's why there might be some stop coming from outside. And for this, when we are going through big change, we need our support. The third thing is the journey itself. Rarely a journey is smooth like this. Most of the time, the journey has ups and downs and bumps here and there. And to be able to journey, continue to being on the road and to change, we need our support system. So what is this support system? I will borrow some words from my favorite series, How I Met Your Mother. Does anyone know this series? No? In How I Met, I see one thumbs up. So in this series, there are young people that are hanging out together, and there are relationships, and there are failures in relationships. And one of the characters is someone called Barney Stinson. And Barney Stinson is famous with being a playboy. And he always wants to introduce his friend Ted, who is a good boy, to the girls so that he can also be a playboy. When he invites his friend Ted to go out with him, he always says, suit up, to put on a suit, because he always has his suit up. And this is what I will invite us to use. When we go through big change, we have these three obstacles, possible ways that can stop us. We need to suit up. Suit is our support system. And there are three pieces of this suit. It's a three-piece suit. The first piece are the trousers. The trousers are people who walk the same walk like us. These people have the same experience like us. They go through the same challenge, the same struggle. They know how it feels to be on this path that we are on. We cannot feel shame with them because they know. When I started this online course of finding or living off your passion, I had a lot of difficulty because from outside, my work looked like a good job. I was paid fine. I was living in this wonderful city. People didn't understand why I wasn't feeling good about it. And I was feeling ashamed. I was thinking, oh, I don't deserve this. There's something bad about me. It's about me. And this doesn't help to change. So when I joined this course, I had a group that is called Mastermind. Mastermind meaning that people come together and create a collective mind focused on each other's success. They share with each other their struggles, give suggestions, courage, and directions to move forward. And through this being together, I found for myself a space to stand in, so I could brace something coming at me, something new, something uncomfortable. This mastermind became the space of courage for me when I lacked the courage. After a year or so, I had the option to leave my job with a package, with a severance package, with some sum of money, but still I couldn't do it because it was so scary. I had never left a job, not even in a foreign country. My mastermind group reminded me I always wanted to try this new thing, coaching, to be a coach. And now that I had this support, this money, I could explore it. And what can happen, the worst case? I could always come back. I could always find another job or the same job. They lend me their courage. I borrowed what I didn't find in myself in this moment. And I was able to make this transition thanks to my mastermind group. So these pens, the people that walk the walk with, has been my first support team. The second part of our team is the West. The West is the closest to the heart. It touches your heart, your body. And that is the same case for the person who is part of this team. This is your mentor. As part of your support team, when you have a mentor, then you have a direction to look towards. You don't have to invent the world from the beginning. You can get suggestions and directions and find a way forward from their experience. The mentor doesn't have to be someone living. It can be also someone who has lived and passed on. Or it can be maybe a VIP that is not easy to access for you. In any case, a mentor is someone that inspires you. A mentor is someone who you would like to be like. This person ignites the fire in you. And the thing is, the person is not different than you. They are you, which you see in them. They are the maximized versions of you. You are inspired by them because you can relate to them. Through having a mentor, you have your own North Star. And if you can get in touch with them, talk with them, connect with them, they can guide you. But if you cannot be in touch with them, communicate with them, you can still hold them in your mind. And when you have problems, struggles, you can ask yourself, what would they do? You can converse with them if you want by journaling, by dialoguing, or in your mind. And in either case, they are the one that is igniting a higher power in you. Well, the power that you actually have in you. When I started my coaching journey, the first thing I looked was, who are the other coaches around me? I would like to connect with them. I would like to learn from them. In Munich, I have found a meetup group. And through this meetup group, I have gotten to know my current business partner, back then my mentor, Elena. Back then, I was so scared. I couldn't even stand on stage or in a workshop place where I could share what I knew. But through her guidance, step by step, I took the actions that brought me there. She was next to me, giving me directions, giving me feedback, sometimes even patting me on the shoulder so I could go towards what felt like a big struggle. In the later times of my journey, I have met other coaches, experienced coaches, after being a coach myself, where I still find the light that is energizing me to continue to improve myself, to get better. Look around you in your journey of becoming who you want to be, or the transition that you are going through. Who do you want to be like? Who is inspiring an energy in you that you want to be like them? that you aspire to. That's telling you about your becoming and your potential. So the second part of our group was the West of the suit, the mentor. The third, guess what? I know in Italy, bella figura is important. So basically you could go around with a shirt and the vest and pants. But if you want to complete the suit, then you have a jacket. So the third member of the support group is a coach. It's not that I'm talking about it because I'm a coach myself, but I have taken coaching as a great support when I did my transition. The thing is, well, you can be without a coach. You already have your pants and your shirt and your vest, right? You don't need the jacket. But having the jacket gives you this additional authority. This is also what the coach supports you with. When this transition you are going through feels like a huge project, and maybe you are overwhelmed, even though you have support from your mastermind group and your mentor, you might still have your own resistance to take action because there are so many things to do. It's a lot, you've never done it. Through the coach, support of the coach, you can plan bit by bit steps towards becoming who you want to become. And the coach holds you in their mind and in your space together in the highest regard. The coach always believes in your potential. So when you yourself are struggling to see your future because it's changing so rapidly and you don't know the future, they create the space for you to envision and then step by step make this vision happen. They also become your partners in accountability. When you say, I don't know if I can do it, is it possible? They say, when are you going to do it? What can stop you? Who can help you? By when we will be celebrating this? There is no place that you can back up. Now you are committed. And now you have this authority and power of someone who is deciding on their future and who can make change in a committed way. Going through change is not easy, but what is life if not change? If you feel unfulfilled in any area of your life, I was unfulfilled at work, and this changed everything in my life. If you find yourself unfulfilled in any area of your life, this is actually an invitation for you to make a change. See for yourself if you are taking this invitation or you are in a certain vicious cycle that I was mentioning to you about. In either case, wherever you are, you might find obstacles and struggles. But when you have your group, when you have your three-piece suit, you can always go back on the road, get stronger, and become who you are called to become. So I say, suit up. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.